Have you ever wondered why some people are always quiet, rarely speak? Yet whenever they appear, everyone takes notice. They don't seek noise. They choose solitude. They are calm, but not weak. Behind that silence lies a profound inner strength, solid as a mountain amidst the storm. In today's video, we're going to explore why do people with inner strength prefer solitude, speak little, and remain calm? And if you're like them, or on the path to becoming such a person, then congratulations! You are carrying a silent power that this world needs now more than ever. Stillness is a form of power. There are those who, even in the middle of a crowd, radiate a quiet presence, a steady gaze, a peaceful composure no matter the chaos around them. They are not loud, not flashy, and never obsessed with competition. They enjoy being alone, speak little, live inwardly, and are often misunderstood as cold or distant. But in truth, within them lies an extraordinary inner strength, a fire that doesn't blaze on the outside, but burns just enough to keep them warm through long, stormy nights. Their silence is not an escape. It is a choice made by those who have experienced life, who understand themselves and the world deeply, because they know the more we mature, the less we speak, not because we have nothing to say, but because we no longer need to. What is inner strength, and why are people with it often quiet and calm? Inner strength is not about muscles, it's about mental resilience. When people hear the term inner strength, they often think of martial arts or heroic characters in fantasy novels. But in real life, it's not something mystical. It's the ability to control emotions, the calm in the midst of anger, the steadiness when life throws curveballs. A leader with inner strength won't yell at employees when mistakes happen. Instead, they calmly seek the cause, provide solutions, and help others grow. That composure earns true respect, not fear. People with inner strength are often calm and centered, not easily shaken by outside noise. They don't need to speak to prove anything. They don't need to show off to feel worthy, because they already know who they are, what they need, and what truly matters. Why do people with inner strength prefer being alone? Being alone is not loneliness. It's returning to oneself. People with inner strength cherish silence. In silence, they reconnect with themselves, reflect, and heal. They know that some answers don't come from the outside, but are only found when the mind is still enough to listen. An artist often finds inspiration in moments of solitude, strolling through a park, watching the clouds drift, quietly listening to the rain. Such moments allow them to touch the deepest layers of emotion and create works filled with soul and essence. They choose relationships carefully rather than making connections recklessly. People with inner strength don't need a large social circle. They understand that one genuine friend is worth more than a dozen shallow acquaintances. They prioritize quality over quantity. That's why they're not afraid to decline meaningless gatherings or walk away from toxic relationships. They are not lonely. They're alone with intention. Why do they speak so little? Words don't need to be many, just timely and meaningful. Quiet people aren't silent because they have nothing to say, but because they know words carry weight. A poorly timed word can hurt, while the right words at the right moment can light up someone's entire world. In a heated meeting, while everyone was arguing loudly, one quiet person stayed silent. But when they finally spoke, a single, concise sentence solved the issue. Everyone was stunned. That one sentence came from careful observation and wisdom, not from impulsive emotion. They understand the power of listening. People with inner strength are excellent listeners. They don't interrupt. They don't rush to object. They listen with their whole heart. In silence, they are observing, not just the person speaking, but the situation and themselves. And through that, they gain a deeper understanding. Calmness, a mark of true maturity. In youth, we often feel the urge to prove ourselves, to be right. But as we grow and experience life's ups and downs, we realize life is not about winning arguments. It's about mastering ourselves. A mature person isn't the one who speaks best, but the one who knows when to speak and when to remain silent. People with inner strength avoid pointless arguments. They know debates only drain energy. Instead of trying to win a conversation, they choose to win with calm. They don't need external validation because they already accept themselves. Stillness, where the strongest hide. People with inner strength don't seek the spotlight. In a world where everyone is trying to stand out and show off online, those with inner strength retreat to the background. They don't need applause from a stage. To them, inner peace is far more valuable than 1,000 compliments from the outside. A humble teacher. One devoted teacher spent over 20 years teaching in a remote village, unnoticed and uncelebrated. No media, no titles, yet his students grew into good, capable people. That's inner strength, not needing the spotlight yet still shining bright. Silence helps them see the truth of things. When others panic, they stay calm. When others rage, they stay quiet. Their silence isn't just a reaction, it's a strategy. It helps them avoid mistakes in moments of anger and stops them from saying things they'll regret, things that could hurt themselves or others. A businessman once said, "The times I stayed silent were the times I avoided loss. Only in silence could I hear my intuition." People with inner strength live deeply, not superficially. They're not easily swept away by trends. While the world chases luxury, they embrace simplicity. While others rush to buy, flaunt, and impress, they live with just enough. Not because they lack resources, but because they understand what is truly enough. They don't let fleeting desires control their lives. A successful woman, one accomplished woman, left her high-paying job in the city to live a quiet life in the countryside. Her friends were shocked. People gossiped. But she said, "I chose a slower life so I could live more honestly." That's inner strength, the courage to live true to yourself no matter what others think. They think deeply and don't live on the surface. They don't say, "I'm fine," when everything is falling apart. They don't fake a smile when they're battling inner chaos. They live truthfully, think deeply, and feel fully. That's why they bring depth to everything they do, from relationships to work to belief. They seek the core, not the cover. They're not easily fooled by appearances. People with inner strength cannot be easily manipulated. They have clear boundaries. Because they understand themselves, they know where to draw the line. They know when to help and when to walk away. They don't let others take advantage of their kindness, and they don't allow guilt to damage their well-being. A man once shared, "I used to say yes to everything, afraid of upsetting others. But the more I did, the more people took advantage. Only when I learned to say no did I start living for myself." They don't need anyone to save them. People with inner strength heal themselves. They may get hurt, they may fall, but they don't wait for a rescuer. They rise on their own. They face the storms and survive. That's why they are unshakable. No one can control them with fear or emotions. They don't fear loneliness. They don't fear being left behind because they know they will always have themselves. Why the world needs the quiet and strong ones. In a noisy world, where everyone tries to speak louder than the rest to be heard, the quiet ones are rare. Souls who dare to listen, to observe, and to understand. They are trustworthy friends, insightful leaders, and empathetic lovers. They don't act on impulse or make rash decisions because they understand. The more precious something is, the more it requires patience to be truly understood and cherished. How can we cultivate inner strength and tranquility? Start by understanding yourself. To build true inner strength, we must first turn inward, asking ourselves who we really are, what hurts us, and what brings us joy. Practical exercise. Spend 10 minutes a day alone. No phone, no music. Ask yourself, how do I feel today? And what caused that feeling? This may sound simple, but over time you'll start to understand your emotions, your reactions, and your boundaries better. And understanding yourself is the root of all inner power. Speak less, listen more. True tranquility doesn't come from pretending to be calm, but from cultivating the habit of knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Try this. In conversations, listen fully. Don't interrupt or plan your reply while others are speaking. Before reacting, count slowly from 1 to 5. Just 5 seconds of pause can prevent a world of regret. You'll realize people who speak less are not silent because they have nothing to say, but because they value the power of silence. Meditation, the ancient art of a steady mind. Meditation isn't something foreign or mystical. It's the simple act of sitting still and observing the mind. It helps us detach from external noise and reconnect with our inner flow. Begin here. Meditate for 5-10 minutes a day, focusing on your breath. When thoughts arise, don't fight them. Just gently return to the breath. In just a few weeks, you'll notice a clearer mind, calmer heart, and more thoughtful actions. You'll stop reacting impulsively. You'll respond with presence. Create quiet spaces in your life. Inner power cannot thrive in a mind that's always busy or constantly chasing a packed schedule. You need empty moments for your soul to breathe. Suggestions. Spend a weekend day off social media. Go for a silent walk in nature. Take a short solo trip without your phone. This isn't escaping, it's recharging. When your mind is still, your vision becomes clearer. When your heart is at peace, your strength naturally emerges. Face your emotions. Don't run. People with inner strength don't hide from negative emotions. They confront pain, sadness, and disappointment. They know, only by moving through emotion can we truly grow. Try this. Write a feeling journal. Today I feel sad because... I'm angry because... Don't push emotions away. Just acknowledge, I'm feeling this right now. Eventually, you'll stop being dragged by emotions. Instead, you'll become the one who holds the reins. Learn to live slowly. Don't follow the crowd. Those with inner strength know how to slow down. They're not afraid of being called old-fashioned. They don't chase every trend. They have their own rhythm, and they savor every moment of life. Practice this. Eat slowly. Chew mindfully. Feel the taste. Walk slower. Notice the wind, the flowers, the light. Communicate with presence. Look people in the eye when you speak. You'll discover slowing down doesn't make you fall behind. It helps you live more deeply. Inner strength is not something we are born with. It is the result of quiet, consistent practice. Tranquility is not pretending to be calm, but the peace of a soul that has faced many storms and still remains unshaken. You don't have to be perfect. Just take one step closer every day toward understanding, steadiness, and compassion. And you're already walking the path of inner strength. Today's world praises the loud, the fast, and the flashy. But sometimes it's the quiet ones who have the most powerful voice, not through words, but through presence. So if you're someone who enjoys solitude, who stays silent in a crowd, don't see yourself as strange. That is not a weakness. It's the sign of a mature soul, a heart that has weathered many storms, and a power that doesn't need to shout. Thank you for staying with us until the end of this video. If something here resonates with you, feel free to share, comment, or follow our channel. It means the world to us. Who knows? Your silence might just touch someone else's heart.